Jungkook cries, HYBE cancels big project. Jimin can't believe this decision. The shocking news comes from the world of K-pop. HYBE, a major agency that houses BTS, reportedly canceled one of the big projects that had been prepared for a long time. This sudden decision not only surprised the fans, but it also makes Jungkook look powerless to hold back tears. Jimin, who heard the news, immediately showed disbelief and deep sadness, as if they could not accept the fact that such an important plan for them had to end just like that. The project was touted as one of the very special agendas, involving Jungkook's full participation. For months, he reportedly put his heart and incredible energy into making sure everything went perfectly. However, a sudden decision on the part of the agency made the whole hard work had to be stopped. Jungkook, who is known as a perfectionist, cannot hide his disappointment, and her tears were a testament to how deeply she felt the loss. On the other hand, Jimin still didn't seem to believe this news. For Jimin, Jungkook has given everything for the project, and seeing his best friend and sister in the group so devastated made him hit too. He even reportedly tried to talk directly with the management to seek a more detailed explanation. For Jimin, this decision is not just a matter of work, but about Jungkook's feelings and efforts. Armies around the world were excited to hear this news. Many expressed support for Jungkook and hoped HYBE could provide a clear reason behind the controversial decision. Not a few also demanded the agency to still provide space for the project to be realized again. This emotional moment once again shows the strong bond between Jimin and Jungkook. In the midst of disappointment, they still support each other, showing that BTS is not just a music group, but also a family that always supports each other. Now, all attention is on HYBE, whether they will give an official explanation or even reconsider their decision. Whatever the outcome, Jungkook's tears and the sincerity of Jimin's support have left a deep imprint on ARMY's heart, reminding that BTS's journey has always been full of struggle, sacrifice, and real love. When the news of the project's cancellation was officially announced in HYBE's internal meeting room, the initially hopeful atmosphere instantly turned into silence. Jungkook, who was sitting in his chair, was silent for a few seconds, staring at the table blankly. He tried to hold back the feelings raging inside his chest, but his body seemed to refuse to remain calm. A trembling voice rang out as he finally said, "All this. I have prepared. I've really given my all." The phrase hung in the air before he finally lowered his head and couldn't hold back the tears. Jimin, who was sitting beside him, immediately extended his hand, patting Jungkook on the shoulder gently. "Kookie, you did your best." "No one can deny that," Jimin said in a low voice, trying to contain his own emotions. However, the look in his eyes could not lie. There was surprise, there was disbelief, as well as the anger that he harbored. After the meeting ended, Jungkook immediately left the room with hasty steps, his eyes still puffy. He walked into the long hallway of the HYBE building, trying to find a quiet room to cool off. Behind him, Jimin unhesitatingly pursued. As soon as he caught up, he immediately hugged Jungkook from behind. "I know it's heavy. I know you're devastated. But you're not alone, Kookie. I'm here with you," Jimin said. And at that moment, the tears of both broke out. That moment was so emotional. Jimin, who is usually strong in front of his younger siblings this time, couldn't hold back his tears. Seeing Jungkook, who had been known to be full of passion and dedication, now fragile in front of him, made his heart crack. Jimin even said that this decision felt unfair. "How could they cancel something you fought for with all your heart? They should know how important this is to you," he said in a tone full of emotion. Jungkook could only shake his head, trying to accept the harsh reality. "Hyung, I just want the army to see this. I just want to give them something good. Now it feels all in vain," he said while covering his face with both hands. However, Jimin did not let those words be the end. He held Jungkook's hand and looked intently into his eyes. "Nothing is wasted. The army knows your hard work. They know your heart. Even if this project doesn't work out, what you give them remains forever. Don't ever think you failed, because in my eyes, you've won." Those words instantly made Jungkook sob even more, but behind his tears, there was a sense of relief. He knew, Even though the world around him seemed to collapse, Jimin was always a backup who never left. Outside the building, the army, who learned about the news via social media, began to enliven hashtags of support for Jungkook. Many wrote messages full of love, wishing Jungkook strength and praising how much he had given his all. Some fans also highlighted how big Jimin's ever-present role was in Jungkook's most fragile moments. This story evolved into another symbol of the deep bond between the two. Although the big project was cancelled, the moment Jungkook cried and Jimin strengthened him became an emotional memory that will always be remembered. The big project that HYBE cancelled was actually not an ordinary project. According to internal rumors, Jungkook is preparing a deluxe solo album that will be a continuation of the success of Golden. The album is planned to contain songs written directly by Jungkook, mostly inspired by his emotional journey during his military days, his loyalty to the army, as well as his relationship with the members of BTS. Especially with Jimin, who is most often by his side. In fact, reportedly Jungkook has prepared a special duet song with Jimin, which has never been announced to the public. The song is said to have a temporary title, Forever With You, with lyrics full of meaning about promises and togetherness that are unshakable despite the time and distance separating. When HYBE decides to cancel the project due to strategic considerations and timing, Jungkook's world seems to collapse. For him, this is not just an album. This is a confession of his heart, his sincere offering to the army. Jimin, who knew that their duet song was also cancelled, was really incredulous. He had stood in front of the meeting table while staring at the management with sharp eyes. Do you know how long Jungkook has been preparing for this? Do you know how much this project means to him? Jimin said with a trembling voice. It was the other side of Jimin that was rarely seen, full of fire, protecting his sister with all his heart. After the incident, news of the cancellation immediately spread to social media. Army International immediately reacted violently. The hashtags #ProtectJungkook and #WeStandWithJimin and Jungkook became trending on Twitter within hours. Fans from around the world wrote lengthy messages, asking HYBE to reconsider the decision. Some even reminded that BTS is BTS because of the hard work of each member, not because of a cold strategy that only thinks of profit. Fans also cried when they read rumors about Jimin and Jungkook's duet song that was cancelled. Many wrote, "Imagine the emotion they put into that song. How could we not hear it?" In fact, there is an army that created an online petition with hundreds of thousands of signatures, urged HYBE to still release at least one song from the project. On the other hand, Jimin and Jungkook's emotional relationship is back in the spotlight. Many videos featuring the moment Jimin wiped Jungkook's back as he cried went viral among fans. The piece went viral on TikTok, Instagram, to international forums with harrowing comments. Jimin was always there when Jungkook was fragile. That's the real proof of their bond. No matter if the project is cancelled or not, this moment shows who BTS really is: family. ARMY may lose the album, but we see a more genuine love between them. Later that night, Jungkook finally appeared on a short live, his face still swollen from crying. He didn't say much, just said, "I'm sorry. I just wanted to give you something. But I promise I won't stop." That sentence made millions of soldiers cry together again, and most touching, Jimin suddenly appeared on that live, sitting next to Jungkook. He hugged Jungkook and said, "Kookie is not alone. Whatever happens, we'll find another way. Together." The moment became clear evidence that even if a major project was cancelled, the love and support between Jimin, Jungkook, and ARMY remains unwavering.